Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. As you can see, I think I've got about 8 days growth now. It's getting to the point of the itch, so whether it'll last much longer I'm not sure, but I am quite enjoying it. It's something a little bit different. I like to mix it up a bit, and it does give my face a bit of a rest, especially on this area here and on this part here where I do tend to get a little bit of irritation when I get it. But I'm going to start off with the head shave again. I'm going to be using this brush today, which is a Dscosmetic shaving, as you can see there. Shaving brush. Now, I think this is a 24mm, I can't remember, my memory's shot, but it's a flat top synthetic. I've never used a flat top synthetic before. It's quite dense, it's got loads of backbone, and it's got very soft tips. So let's get it dipped in the water. The soap of choice for today is What the Puck. Now this one is called Orange Sunrise. The other one that I used yesterday is actually called Blue Barbershop, I think, a Barbershop Blue, which was really nice. This one is a very, very strong scented citrus, but for some reason it reminds me of a urinal puck. I don't know why, that's the scent I get from it, that sort of citrus urinal puck scent. So, but it smells very citrusy, very fruity, very orange, lemon, lime, that sort of thing. It is a triple milled soap. It is rock hard, like you can't even put your finger into it, you can't even dent it at all. Straight onto it with a sort of flicked out synthetic brush. Now, Dscosmetic did send me the links for these brushes. I haven't actually popped them on my channel yet, so I think even using that link, I think I would be able to go and have a look at the prices of them, but if I remember I'll pop them down below in the videos, including the past ones where I've used the 2-band and where I used the black and white tuxedo style knot. A little bit messy. You can really feel the backbone though, digging into the soap, which is nice, especially for a synthetic brush. Actually, hold on a minute, just let me stop there. I'm not finished yet. There we go, this is going to be another one of these videos that takes forever. I'm just going to wet my head first, just a little bit of water, and I'm going to start off with some Furbo pre-shave gel, or gel pre-shave, which I've used every single shave so far since I got it about 5 or 6 days ago, was it, I think. And for whatever reason, it seems to work. It is a pre-shave, it's supposed to help with irritation and all that sort of thing. And so far, since using it, I've had excellent shaves. I'm not putting it all down to the pre-shave, because obviously the soap, the razor, the blades, the brush, everything you have to take into account. But since I've been using it, I've been getting great shaves, so I'm going to continue using it. And then what I may do is just stop using it for a couple of shaves and just see if I can tell the difference. Right, I'm not sure whether there's enough in this brush for a head shave, but we shall soon see. I'll just put another bit of water on my head. And here we go. Alright, initial impressions on feel of this brush. It's got loads of backbone, it's got nice scrub, it's not scritchy at all. It's great for painting. Just dip the tips. So I'm going to be using this brush for my face shave as well, which will be straight after I'm finished my head shave. Citrus scent's lovely. It's a good sort of it off the puck. It's a good 6 or 7 cent strength. When I'm lathering it on my head, I don't smell it quite as much. I can still smell it underneath me from the tub, but I'm not smelling it obviously from my head at the moment. Just needs another dip. Now I have found with this soap, even though it's triple milled, it likes a good drink. It tends to stay quite dense in its lather. In fact, very dense. So far, my impressions of this soap have been extremely good. I've been really impressed with it for the price. Price point of like $7 American. Obviously, other countries you're going to pay more because it gets shipped in, they've got to pay that a little bit extra, normally. Right, brush is absolutely chock-a-block full. And let's start the shave. So I'm going to start off today with the Karve, which I'll be using for my face shave, which is right there. Now this one has got the C plate. It does have my 3-inch handle. This is the one that I purchased initially from Karve. And as you can see, the patina, there isn't much of a patina if I'm honest yet, and I've had this for a while. You will see under here, right on this corner, you may be able to see where it's just gone really dark on this corner. There must have been a little bit of water on it overnight or for a couple of days I didn't notice. But anyway, let's go. So against the grain here, I've got to do around my ears with the DE razor, because I'm going to be using the Omni shaver, and the Omni shaver does not do this part very good at all. You can see how dense that lather is, and how creamy it is, how glossy. See that gloss there? It's a really, really high quality lather for such a cheap soap. It's slick. It smells awesome. For me personally, it really does tick all the boxes. Right, onto the Omni shaver. Now if you haven't seen this before and this is the first video you've seen it, excuse me, the Omni shaver is a dual cartridge razor which shaves one way as you pull it one way, and it shaves the other way as you pull it the other way. As you can see, the blades do face different ways, well they face opposite each other, and it does have a sort of rocking bed here of, it goes all over the place, backwards, forwards, left, right, up, down, you name it, it goes all over the place, and then all you do is just all over your head. Now I have found with this razor, the more I'm using it, that you can be very, almost rough with it. You can be heavy-handed and it doesn't punish you. I'm just going to give it a rinse off, get a bit of water on it, just to add a bit of slickness to the soap. It's just a little bit dry. I'll put that on a little bit dry, that's nothing to do with the lather itself, it's just that I put it on dry. Now John, I don't know John's surname, but John is the creator of this razor. And I have to say, so far, I'm 7 shaves in with this razor now, this is the 7th shave. I'm very, very impressed by it. It's almost foolproof. I do believe you could still cause a bit of damage with it if you didn't concentrate so hard with it. But in fact, I cut myself. I think I may have cut myself for the first time with it. Who knows? We'll soon find out. Yes, it's definitely a little bit messy, but it's a no holds barred, no frills sort of shave that just gets the job done quickly, efficiently. And in my opinion, so far from use, better than anything else on the market just now, better than the head blade. It'll be interesting to see where head blade go after the moto, because as far as I'm concerned, so far, this little razor, this little device, beats it. And I didn't think I'd be saying that so quickly, or so soon after getting my head blade and really enjoying the head blade. So I am still finding the feel for it and the pressure for it, but that's another BBS head shave, completely smooth all over, with no irritation really, there's nothing. I have cut my head, I can see I've cut my head in the back. So you still have to be careful with it. At the end of the day, it is a cartridge razor. If you pull it at the wrong angle, and that's obviously what I've done, you can see right there. You can cut yourself with these things. While I'm still going to wet my head, and we shall hit it with the Razor Rock Alum Block. This is going to sting like buggery. Now it is actually stinging exactly where the cut is, but it's not really stinging anywhere else, which suggests that I've had a very close, comfortable shave. But it just goes to show that you have to, even though I'm using a cartridge razor, which is very safe, you still have to be careful. You have to really watch your angles and make sure you don't pull it sideways across your skin. I think that's what I've done there, and I've paid the price. Right, just set the alum block to the side to dry, and we'll see how it heals up. But still a great shave, 7th use on it, and I've got no real concerns with this razor at all so far. Just rinse the razor off quickly, just fill the sink back up again. And I'll just show you once again that these blades are crystal clear. There's nothing in there. It's a very well designed razor with that regards. It doesn't seem to block up ever. It just keeps going and going. You don't have to rinse off your razor halfway through the shave, you don't have to do anything like that. So I'm just going to wet my face, and then once again a little bit of Furball gel pre-shave. I don't need so much on my face because I'm only doing my neck and my cheeks. It does have a nice scent, very light sort of cologne-y. So I can't really put my finger on this yet, if I'm honest. It's got that really sort of light sensitive skin scent, like a scent that you would use for sensitive skin. That's the sort of the sort of scent I get from it. You know, well, that looks like it's stopped the bleeding, but I'm just going to leave that on my skin for a little bit. I will wash it off because I don't leave alum on your skin, folks. It does dry your skin out quite considerably. Okay, so I'll wet my face again, a little bit of water, and then let's attack it with the same brush I just did my head lather with. I'm not going to go back to the soap just yet. Let's just see what we get from what's in the brush. This brush has got a really nice face feel, actually, the knob. Really nice face feel. Right, and here we go. Yeah, I think it has actually. It's still stinging a little bit, but I think that's more the alum than anything else. Pop a bit of water on there, we'll dry some of that off. Right, so here we go. I've got the Karve razor with the C plate, which is 0.85 blade gap, and I have the 7th or 8th use on an Australian super stainless, which is hanging up behind me, vintage blade. So here we go. No, I understand, this is not. An exciting shave by any means, whatsoever, given that it's such a small area that I'm shaving now. Right, I'm just going to rinse my head off as well. Right, let me just check the line up on that. That doesn't look too bad. It's a little bit high on this side here. I can't wait to use this soap on a full face shave. Really nice. Right, let's get this sink emptied out. Yeah, it's not perfect, but then again it never is going to be. Right, let's finish off now. Well, I know the post shave on this is really nice, but I am going to finish straight away with some Maol Grooming Frankenlime Frosted, just to go with that citrus sort of scent. Beautiful scent. 1, 2, 3, 3 for the face. Oh, that menthol kick's phenomenal. Really clears out the sinuses. The cooling effect on this splash is absolutely incredible. My whole head and face now, even my eyes are starting to water. I love it. If you're not a big fan of menthol, don't grab it in the menthol version because it will be too much for you, I can assure you, if you don't like menthol. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. Another really nice, close, comfortable shave. Probably a very long video again because I sometimes hit these videos and it just doesn't work the way I think it is in my head. But other than that, I'm just going to rinse all this stuff out. And we can have a look at what was used. Might as well make the video even longer, why not? Quite impressed with this brush, I have to say. Not so much the handle, I'm not a fan of the handle, I like the shape of it. Reminds me very much of the West Coast Shaving Stone range, I think it was called, or the Gemstone range, I can't remember. But I've never used a flat top synthetic knot before. Oh. And I have to say I'm really impressed. It's not as good as my other synthetic knots, but it's a very good knot. If I had the option to buy one and put it into my den, would I? Most certainly. I wouldn't hesitate. So the soap was What the Puck Orange Sunrise. Very citrusy. It actually smells nicer once you actually get it lathered up, as it does when it smells a little bit like a toilet block cleaner sort of thing. But it smells very citrusy, very zingy once you actually get it out there and get it lathered up. I started off both my head and face shave today with Furball Gel Pre-Shave. Very high quality product. It seems to really help with slickness and it helps with protection. Obviously cut the back of my head today, but that was user error. It was nothing to do with the products essentially. The brush for today was the flat top Dscosmetic shaving. Really nice looking knot. And this sort of multicoloured handle. Now this handle is actually quite nice. This one's got no areas or marks on it or anything that looks a bit cheaply made. It's got a good bit of weight to it. It's definitely a solid resin that's been turned. I don't know whether it's been hand turned or machine turned. It's a really nice little brush. Good weight, good ergonomics, great knot. The razor that I started off my head shave with around my ears, I finished off my full face shave with, let me see if I can get you focus, there we go, was the Karve Christopher Bradley razor with the 3-inch handle and the C plate, which is 0.85 blade gap, and I think it was the 7th or 8th use on an Australian Gillette super stainless vintage blade, which I think was from the 70s from memory, I'm not 100% sure. I did have to break out the Allen block today for the back of the head, and once again it does its job, it really does. I've got no, that on the back of my head looks like it's stopped bleeding now, so it's done its job very quickly. I've got a little bit of irritation on the back of my head, I can see it in the mirror over there, it is a bit red, that's the Allen block. It doesn't really my skin doesn't cope well with it. Some people can leave it on, I can't. I can feel it burning if I leave it on for too long. We finished off today with Maol Grooming Frosted Franken Lime. In my opinion, at the moment, one of the best splashes, aftershave splashes on the market. My skin right now is ice cold everywhere, from top to the under the bottom of my neck to the top of my head is ice cold, all the way around my face, everything. It's full of great oils, it's full of great product. And even for the beard, it softens your beard up, it just does everything. It's one of those amazing products that does the full works, and it's just an exceptional product. And it will, as you can see, I've got a little bit of redness on my neck. It will clear that up, I can assure you, in 10-15 minutes. That'll be lovely and clear. My skin will feel great and hydrated, and I'll be able to go on with my shift today at work with an amazing shave. So you guys stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Cheers.